Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Because this is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out description below and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Okay. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool, it is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Okay. All right. And so the card we have here is ready. So Spirit is saying it's time for you to get ready and prepare yourself. There is something new happening for you. There could be a spiritual breakthrough. With shaman right here, you could be being prepared to go on some kind of spiritual journey. This is nothing to fear. A spiritual journey could be many things and represent many things. Okay. This is nothing to be woo about, but things may begin to change around you. You may have already noticed maybe connections and relationships changing around you with shaman here. And so you are being asked to be patient with yourself and be patient with the changes that are happening inside of you as well as outside of you. This change is redirecting you and giving you the idea to want to focus on other areas in your life that needs to be tending to. So there could have been some moments in your past. I'm getting most recent past collective where you have been being spiritually nudged, to be strong and to prepare for this journey with strength here, because you are being elevated and you are also being given insight to new energy with the shaman here. You're being given insight to new energy. So that's what the ready is about. The preparation is about the feeling or sensation that you feel different, but you can't describe it. You can't put it into words, like I'm searching for words. Uh, but it's nothing to fear, and you're trusting that as well. They want you to keep that same energy. So, at this time currently on planet Earth here, in the Matrix, there is a lot of massive shifts, not just at this time, but throughout life. There are a lot of spiritual shifts and adjustments that are constantly taking place. That's because the balance and restoration of the resonance has to be constantly restored, spiritually speaking, when it comes to Mother Earth. And because we are part, and I'm hearing particles, in our existence will shift and change around us. We must also understand and understand that things outside and in, as above, so below, vice versa, as within, so without, are changing as well. So don't expect to observe all these things changing around you and everything about you to remain the same. It's nothing to box with. It's nothing to create friction with. Change is supposed to happen. It's a natural state of existence. And so they want you to be strong with strength here. And no matter which way, that this tree or this weed blows, it will still remain a tree. It will still remain a branch. And so you may feel from time to time that your energy is being pulled on this way and that way, but they want you to remain fearless. Be mindful of having a bunch of hypothetical what if thoughts, okay? You could find yourself being intrigued to learn some kind of new study, some kind of new path. And I'm speaking of things that you may have never imagined yourself to take interest in. Out of nowhere, you want to learn astrology. Out of nowhere, you may want to learn meditation. Out of nowhere, you may want to study, the constellations, same thing associated with astrology, but At the same token, allow this newness into your life. Don't be of resistance. Once again, they're saying there's nothing to fear. So, you are supposed to have these experiences. Everything is where it needs to be according to previous actions that were taken. And no, you're not on punishment, and no, nothing's going to happen to you. This is part of the process of your development here on planet Earth. We all have our own contracts to fulfill, our own life experiences, our own karmic debt. But this is your story, they're saying, and it's one of your own. No two humans are alike, and we're not supposed to be. So allow this newness into your life, collective. You need not to fear. You are just being directed. You're being spiritually inspired, they're saying. You are being spiritually inspired and directed to a new perception of how you see life and also how you will experience life. There's something, once again, and it's coming up. It came up in the last read about finding the joy in the little things, the small things in life, finding bliss in the small things in life. Talking and spending times with your loved ones, people whom you care about, maybe getting out into natures. You could be an animal lover as well. But learning how to be with thyself in order for you to come into this awakening and have this breakthrough. This doesn't mean that you have to shut the world off from your life. This just simply means you're being spiritually inspired. Wow, spiritually inspired. How cool. To recognize a way of being in a way of existing in a whole different way. Okay. So this doesn't mean that you have to turn your back on everything, or it's the end of you maybe talking to your best friend or seeing your family. No, this just means that you're being exposed to new insight. Okay. hmm And so, depending on where you are, it may be cold with winter here. And when we think of the winter, things are frozen, things are covered, layered with snow, such as this beautiful picture here. I feel it's beautiful to look at the snow covering things and, around the pine trees in nature. We don't like driving in it, nobody does, but it is a beautiful sight to see. So, like I said, this is for someone very specifically. If you're someone who's accustomed to being on the run and constantly on the go, you're being shown how to slow down and be still. You're being shown that it is okay to do nothing. And it could be quite difficult if you have a life where you're busy. You could have family, children, you work, you have things you do on the side. Your children have things they do. So you're constantly on the go. I'm picking up even on the weekends you're busy, but you're learning how to be still, and you're going to learn how to do less. Okay. And you're going to actually learn over time how to be okay with that, collective. So, yeah, you're being spiritually inspired. I guess that'll be the title. You're being spiritually inspired in a positive way. And this is all so that you can go into reflection and learn about how multidimensional you really truly are. Not just saying it, but learning it, experiencing it, feeling it, and observing it. Okay, so this is where on the spiritual journey, with the practical practice, comes into play. Basically, you taking action and applying what you have learned throughout your journey to your path. Okay, and it's not that deep. Okay, as I convey this message, that's what somebody needs to hear. This could be as simple as learning to speak your mind. Maybe you are someone who has had a tough time with being direct and honest with people. A good example of that would be someone invites you somewhere. Sunday evening, I need you to come so and so, so and so. And Sunday evening, you've already planned out what you're going to do. It is your off day, but you have something planned. Maybe in the past, you're likely to say, sure, I'll be there. What time? But on this new journey, you're going to openly and honestly say, I'm not available. Thanks, but no thanks. And you won't feel any kind of way about it. You won't feel guilty. So There's something here about not being such a care bear, preserving your energy, not feeling socially obligated. There are many people who live their life by feeling socially obligated. Oh, I got to go to that event because that's my boss. Oh, I got to be here, knowing that they either have other things planned or they're just not interested. It's okay to not be interested. It's okay to say no. And you can't control what someone else is going to feel about you because you're choosing to be authentic and honest with them. People are always going to have their opinions of how they feel about you. Spirit is saying you're going to learn how to make it none of your business because that is something that is out of your control. And it would take too much of your power from you and energy to be hyper focused. You're not here to people please. You're not here to tiptoe around people's ego and emotions, and you're not socially obligated. So, of course, people are going to become angry with you when you say no. Of course, they're going to talk about you or call you uppity, or you know how folks do. But this is something that you're going to learn to be okay with. That's why ready is here. That's why reflection is here, because you're going to learn how to be with thyself and learn that you came in this world alone. When you transition and perish, you'll be alone. So the most important person is you, your well being, your health. Are you really wholeheartedly happy and content? Or are you living a life where you're overwhelmed, where you're drained, fatigued, exhausted, stressed, always furious, always having something to do, always feeling like you have to show up for everyone? But who's showing up for the collective? It is very important to have moments where you are doing nothing, one day out of the week, hours out of the day, however you have to do it. But it's time for you to learn how to be still, learning how to be still and learning how to grow through this energy of being still, doing nothing. It's okay to do nothing. We are programmed and taught, and we think, I was going to say thought, that if you're constantly busy, you're successful. That is far from the truth. Things become worn out, um, things get old, and you don't want to wear yourself out in that way. You have to give the body, mind, and the spirit time to rest, time to do nothing. Not just when you're in your sleeping state, not just when you're astral traveling, but on a regular basis. It's okay to do nothing. But it's time for you to do it and do it with confidence. Use the word no. Doesn't matter whether it's your family, your friend, your man, your woman, whoever, your best friend, someone at your church. Doesn't matter if it's the pastor. Maybe your church have you doing too many things and it's draining you. You're fatigued. It's time to come out of a life of people pleasing and moving about, and you're getting nothing in return. Spirit is saying to pay attention to patterns in your life that need to be deconstructed as you go through this spiritual inspiration, this spiritual encouragement. Pay attention to patterns in your life, collective, and those patterns that you feel need to be dismantled. And yes, I said it. It could be people at your church, people in a social group who call on your energy or always asking you to do something. And you could be saying, oh, I really don't feel like it, but okay, I'll do it. And deep down the inside, you're worn out. Deep down in the inside, that's your extra hour of sleep you just gave away. Deep down the inside, you just really wanted to go relax. But you feel if you're constantly on the move and doing something that you're successful and you're achieving, when you're doing nothing, but you're depleting your life source. You are depleting your life source. Feel free to say no. If you don't learn how to enforce your boundaries and not be concerned about what people feel or think about you, you will exhaust yourself. Don't spend your life being a care bear. You want to come out of the energy of feeling like you need to gather yourself. Someone is always feeling disheveled and all over the place. It's because you need time to yourself. Someone always wants to drop their kids off and want you babysitting. It's 7 days in a week and they want you working and watching their kids 8 days a week. No, get somebody else to do it. Okay? If you allow people to drain you of your energy, if you allow everyone to just have their way with you, then there's nothing left for you. And there is no reward. You're not going to get a brownie. You're not going to get a gold star for being gullible, for being naive, and for you allowing someone to take advantage of you, for you allowing someone to deplete your health and your well-being. There is no reward. There are some people who think there's a reward in that. There is no reward for that. And I know that's hard to swallow, but it is the truth. It's the truth. Okay, so this message is about your journey and you being on a journey that is smooth sailing instead of out of frustration and feeling, like I said, emotionally disheveled and spiritually disheveled. Never mind pleasing people. Never mind being liked. You don't have to show up for every event. You're not put here to have other people's approval. Yes, they're going to be mad. Spirit is saying, let them. It's time to let people, let them be. Let them have their emotions about you. Let them have their thoughts. Let them talk their smack about you. Let them. But it's for you to get ready to take all your power back. All of it back. And just like she's sitting here on this hill and the wind is whirling around her, all the conversation, oh, they acting funny now. I used to be able, she used to babysit for me. He used to pick me up. They used to do this. And now they acting funny. They don't show up. I called them. I asked them, could they run the church? I asked them, could they hold the meeting? I asked them, could they cook for us? And then they want, all the gossip, the slander, the naysayers, all the people who are unsatisfied with you saying the word no, unsatisfied with you pulling your power back, unsatisfied with you standing your ground and choosing not to look for the approval or validation of the people around you. Even if this is in church or connected to a social group, tell them no. Even if it's your child, and I'm talking about grown adult children who rag on you and test your pimping, and they want to stress you to the threads. They know mom or dad has had it to the limit, but they constantly pull on your energy with their needs and their wants. It doesn't mean you don't love them. It means that you're practicing self-preservation. And you have to pour into your cup first so you can be here, so you can enjoy life, so you can help in those times that they need it, but not 24/7. Not every day. I just said there's 7 days in the week. And I'm speaking to a collective that is allowing people to pull on their energy 8 days of the week. It's like people have an agenda for you. They done wrote your schedule out. This is very specific. Family, friends, husband, woman, man, lover, wife, whomever. They have wrote your schedule out for you. You're a grown, healthy adult at the time being. And it's like people have sat with a calendar and said, I'm going to get collective to do this on Monday. I'm going to get collective to do this on Tuesday. I'm going to get collective. No. No. So if you honor the Gregorian calendar, we know the new year is approaching. This is a good idea to work on manifesting some kind of change, of using the word no. This doesn't mean, oh, I'll never, ever do a favor for anybody. No, it means setting boundaries, enforcing them, and not overextending yourself to where you are exhausted. I'm actually seeing people in different spaces of your life with a calendar. I'm actually seeing this, writing down a schedule. They haven't even, number one, they haven't asked you nothing. That's disrespect. They haven't called to see if you need anything. That's disrespect. But they have a list of what they want the collective to do every day of the week. And they're just pulling on your energy and draining you and ciphering you and wearing you thin. By the time you take your shoes off and pull in the driveway, you putting your coat right back on and heading out the door. And this is every day. There's nothing wrong, but when you're overextending yourself every day, every day, a person can only learn to be self-efficient and resilient when they no longer have a crutch, when they're no longer being enabled, when they are forced to stand on their own. You know that kind of energy where people say, I ain't catching no bus, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. The entitled people. You learn to be resilient, you learn to be strong, you learn to be self-efficient, which is part of the whole goal of adulting, when you're willing to be independent and not burden a person or take advantage. It's sad and it's unfair, but you have to stop allowing it, taking advantage because so and so is going to say yes. The collective going to say, yeah, I'm about to call. They going to say, yeah. They going to say, no, 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 no. You need to move about in your life as if you have no one but you and God, and be responsible with your finances, with your schedule, with what needs to be done, whether it's with you, your children, paying a bill, your health, your plans, your goals, whatever it is. That's what adulting is, working on being self-efficient, independent. Those are the resilient ones. Knowing how to solve your own problems or situations, coming to a solution on your own. Not always being lenient, expecting someone else to pick up the pieces. You are not put here to tiptoe around people's emotions and their ego. And you're not socially obligated to anyone. You can really use the word no. And you will not be loved any less from using the word no with anyone. Everyone has value. Everyone matters. Everyone matters. Everyone matters. So you see, with the wisdom owl here, what needs to be done. This is something, everything I just said, those words you could have possibly repeated to yourself about how fed up and tired you are and drained you are, male or female. And just because you are a male figure, and yes, you are the leader of the household and you are the dad and this, and dads get a break too. Dads get a break too, male or female. They deserve some respect and a break too. Don't allow people to pull on your energy all the time. I'm actually seeing someone, you're constantly on the move every day, all day. You could be someone who falls asleep everywhere. Everywhere you go, you're dozing off to sleep because you're drained. You're drained and you're not enforcing the boundaries. Your people are just pulling on you and calling on you. And you're as soon as you take your shoes off, you're putting them back on. I'm actually seeing that. Hilarious. Some boots, not shoes. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Communication. I hope you can see that. But at the top it says communication. So it's time for you to flex your hecker and communicate. And you don't have to argue. This doesn't have to be confrontational. You don't need to raise your blood pressure or none of that. No, I'm not a licensed medical physician, nor is this a medical diagnosis. I'm metaphorically speaking and conveying a message from these cards here. But with communication here, feel free to flex your heck or feel free to be vocal. Say what you mean what you say. Say it once and not twice. And let it go. And yeah, they're gonna be chattering. They're gonna be talking. Let them talk. But whoever you are, going to sleep everywhere because you just drained. Mm-mm. 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 No. Be like the magician and disappear from these people that's wearing you thin. Teach them a lesson. Do it for a minute. You need to teach them a lesson, collective. Don't answer your phone. I don't care if it's for 24, 48 hours. You ought to be a magician on all of them. I'm going to fix them. I'm not answering the phone, my door, nothing. I'm just going to stay in, put my feet up, get some sleep, and make them stand up for themselves. Make them be independent. Make them find another way. You're not the only alternative. I'm picking up people are treating you like you're the only option, like there's nobody else they can ask or there's no other solution for them to figure out whatever they need. Whether it's a ride, borrowing money, babysitting, washing clothes, I'm picking up all kind of stuff. Running errands, pick me up. Can I see your car? Just you got a cup of sugar. Can I get a square? Can I get a potato? It's just always something. Something, 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 something. Can you go pick up so and so, so and so? I'm gonna be late. The daycare said I got 30 minutes. You should block them. You should block them. Magician, you, I would teach them a lesson, baby. Sometimes, but not all the time. There's nothing wrong with assisting. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. But when it becomes too much, and this reading is for a group of people where it's going too far. It's going too far, and you know it's going too far. You possibly about be ready to don't slap nobody. Don't be nice. Don't slap nobody. You just got to tell them no, and don't argue with them. Do not stand and argue with nobody. Say no and go silent. That's how you get them. Don't because if you tell someone no and and they want to get confrontational, they say something under their breath, you say something, they say something. That's called a ping pong conversation. Psychologically, a person feels like they can persuade you or convince you into doing what you said no to. So it's a waste of your energy and your frequency to even go back and forth. So that's why I say no and let it go. Let them chatter, let them talk. It's just words. They know that you said no, and they know you're not responding, so they know that you mean business. Oh, the collective mean business. They said no and nothing else. I better go grow up today. Oh, I got to be an adult today. Let me find another resolution. Let me give mom or dad a break, or give auntie and them a break. Or let me give my friend a break, or you might be someone's grandparent. Let me give grandpa, grandma a break. And these are the same people who could be not calling you to just see how you're doing. Oh, I don't want nothing. Just want to see how you feel today. Everything all right? Do you need anything? I don't want nothing. I'm just calling to see how you doing. Don't live a life where you are left in sorrow for not putting yourself first. No one wants to perish from planet Earth with the shoulda, woulda, coulda theory. Don't live a life where you regret not putting yourself first, collective. Mm-hmm. It's time for you to treat yourself with royalty and respect. And the more that you say no and don't respond and do it with repetition, that momentum will increase. And you will be showing people, male or female, how to treat you, how to respect you. They will know not to play with you. They will know when you say no, that's it, and I better be quiet and go on about my business. Okay? And you won't be loved any less. The divine wants you to love yourself first. Take care of yourself, collective, no matter who you are, what your circumstances are, where you live, whatever's going on with you. Take care of yourself. That's all this message is talking about. Loving yourself. That's all. And not wearing yourself out to where there's nothing left to draw from. You know, the bank is empty. Love yourself. Take care of you. Take care of you. So now your vision is crystal clear. Your vision is crystal clear. So as you move forward, you've been given the sauce balls. Utilize it well and take care of yourself, collective. Take care of yourself. Nobody is going to want you to be more happy and healthy than you. The people outside of you can inspire you. They can say nice things to you, but nobody is going to want you to be more happy and healthy than you. No one is going to want you or make you true to be successful more than you. But no matter what it is you're involved in order to be here, to see yourself through, you have to take care of yourself. You have to nurture and support yourself every day of your life, whether it's through prayer, affirmations, watching that favorite movie, just doing what you love, whatever it is that you love doing that tickles your funny bone. And not being around people who constantly wants to pull on your energy. Every time you see them and talk to them, their hand is out or they got something for you to do. I'm actually, and here it is again, I'm seeing somebody with a calendar with this, and they write your name in every square. Somebody is really taking advantage of somebody. And this could be the kind of person that's behind your back talking ish about it. So-and-so, they can watch the kids that day. I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm gonna drive that car that day. They're making plans with things that belong to you and with your time and energy and with your home and with your living space. And ooh, child. Ooh. Silence. Yeah, you need that me time. You need to treat yourself. Pencil it in. Start treating yourself to a day of nothing or a day of just resting. Just resting. Doing nothing. Sometimes you got to let them dishes overflow for a day. Oh, yeah, or until later on. Sometimes you got to just put everything down and just be still. And just be still. You don't always have to be turned on. You can't be everywhere for everybody. It's not your job to be everywhere for everybody. That means that they're not being allowed to grow. That means you're in the way of their growth. The best thing you could do is give a person space so they can learn, not to hurt them, but so they can learn how to be resilient and independent. Now, I'm not speaking of anyone with any disability. We're not talking about that. I'm talking to someone who has grown people, healthy people, in good shape people that are taking advantage in many ways, financially, emotionally. Brawling this, can you do this? Can you do that? Take me here, do this. Because we're taught and we're programmed to think that long as you're moving, you're successful. Or you a hard worker. You a hard worker. Come on now. Doing less is best, and you should take it easy. And working hard is not winning. Take it easy. Keep it light and bright. Do as less as you can. Preserve your body. Preserve your anatomy. Like seriously. So you can enjoy the beauty of life. It's the little things, the little things. But if you're drained and you're fatigued and you don't have no time for you, and possibly some of you don't even have time for your own spouse. And this could be a complaint, a conversation that you're having with your partner, that you're always on the go. You're always busy, 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 busy. Allow these people to grow on their own. Allow these people to blossom into their own adulting. Allow them, as I say, blossom. It says healing at the bottom. Allow these people to grow. Let them find other options, other ways, other resolutions, instead of thinking about you and putting your name in their planner. Or calling your phone with that anxious energy like it's urgent. You busy? You doing something? I need a favor. That's persuasion. You still can say no. Don't be tricked. That's persuasion, collective, calling you all hyper, trying to hype you up about the hypeness they created because they're a grown person in their own life. You busy? I got something to ask you. Look, I'm so and so, so and so. Can you say no, not today? Oh, why not? Not today. I got something in the oven. Click. Mm-hmm. Treat yourself like the king or queen or empress that you are. And a king or a queen is going to preserve and do as less as possible. You need to do as you've been doing so much. Spirit saying, tell them to do little as possible. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. You heard me just say, let them dishes sit in the sink, and I don't even talk like that. That's your ancestors saying, tell them to take care of themselves. Your spirit guides can see in spaces and places, that the human two eyes cannot. Take care of yourself. It's too much going on. It's too much popping. It's too much. Because you want to continue to have these transformations in your life, the spiritual journey that we're speaking of newness, of you taking back your power, not allowing people to take advantage of you. And you don't have to do this with hostility. You don't have to do this with anxiety. You do this through actions, not words. Your actions. No and say nothing. I can't do that and say nothing behind it. Don't go back and forth. Don't fall for the hype. Oh, that person calling you all panicking and talking fast. And can you hear me? Can you hear me? Ooh, look at the owl coming out twice, the all-seeing owl. Who can even see in the night. The owl has night vision. Can see in dark spaces and places. The owl is out here twice saying pay attention to you and do it now expeditiously. Yeah. Yeah, collector. Pay attention to you. Spend time with your partner. I just mentioned earlier, your spouse could even be saying something to you about this. That you're always busy. You're always gone. You don't have time for this. You don't have time for that. It's time to change all that. So that you'll have a new perception of how you see yourself. And when you have a new perception of how you see yourself, of how important and valuable that you are, male or female, confirmation, you're going to enforce those boundaries. You're going to enforce them. No nonsense. I see somebody going to enforce them, and you're going to be no joke about it. And I don't see you getting confrontational, stressed out, or nothing. It's like, kind of energy. I said what I said kind of energy. Yeah. They're going to talk mess about you. Let them. That's because they can't have their way with you. When people can't have their way with you, They're going to talk about you. Who cares? Let them. Let them. Didn't I say spiritually inspired? Spiritual guidance. This is your confirmation. You are receiving spiritual guidance regarding maintaining your well-being. When people can't control you or have their way, they're going to talk about you. But that right there, if you know that, it really gives you more information of how to move forward. I don't even think I need to say anything else. If you know that people become upset with you because you say no, you can't do it, or no, you don't want to be involved, and they get angry with you, or they try to shade you, or be use reverse psychology. People play all kind of games when they get angry, when they can't have their way with you. But knowing that puts you really 10 steps ahead of how to moving forward. You really know who to disassociate yourself with permanently and not waste any more time, because they're telling me to hold it up again. You're very valuable and important, but see, the divine wants you to see yourself in this light. And because you haven't been seeing how valuable and important you are, that your body, mind, and spirit needs rest. You need relaxation. You need quiet time. People should be calling you, checking up on you. They should be offering to do things for you. And I'm picking up, no one has called to offer you anything. And these are people who you help, who have helped, and you help just about every day. Or these are people who are always demanding something from you or pulling on your energy for something. And just because you are mom and dad, they are still full grown. That's what somebody needs to hear it. You have to allow them to blossom. Allow the children to grow. Allow them to grow. Allow the children to grow. Let them blossom. Seasons change. Let them grow through the season. Plant the seeds. Planting seeds to take care of yourself and let them blossom. They will grow. You focus on you saying no. Stop giving everybody access to you. There's something here about that too. You're giving people too much access to you. You're always answering the phone. You're always opening your door. You're always showing up. There's something about when you allow a person to be too familiar with you, the disrespect starts to incur. It's like a debt of disrespect. It's like a debt of disregard. The more a person becomes familiar with you and have access to you, and there are no boundaries, they get comfortable. They get very comfortable. This could be a total stranger, someone you just met, a family, a friend. This could be anyone. But that familiar energy, it could be a positive and it can be a negative. You have to be mindful and use your discernment. Everybody does not deserve access to you. Everyone does not deserve to know your daily plans. Everyone should not have in their heart or their mind that it's a guarantee that, oh, the collective going to be there. Oh, it's a party, they're going to be there. No, they need to be confused about whether you're coming or not. And just because your phone rings doesn't mean you have to always answer it. That is not being cruel. Everyone does not need to have access to you. And if you are someone who deems being alone as a negative, then you really, this is really for you. That's why you are being prepared, as we said at the beginning, to go on a new journey, to learn how to be in stillness, to learn how to be in silence. That's a fine time to reconnect your spiritual connection to divine. Doesn't matter what your belief system is, all are always welcome on this channel, collective. Thank you all for your likes, shares, and subscribes. Thank you for your support. Confirmation, all contributions are highly appreciated. But having quiet time, meditation, sitting in silence is not a negative. It is a positive thing. It does not mean you're depressed. It does not mean that you're sad. That's for someone who needs to hear that. That's the time you can receive clarity, you can receive resolution and answers from source. It's not a negative thing. You could be someone, if you saw someone at a nice restaurant eating alone, you figure, oh, they must don't have nobody. No, there are actually people who take themselves out because they pour into themselves to have a nice meal and eat alone by choice. Like there are people who are single by choice, and there are people who are married by choice. And just like being married doesn't mean you're happy, being single doesn't mean you're miserable. So this is about changing your viewpoint, your perception about how you see yourself. And that's going to reflect to the world around you. And you'll be able to see the beauty in yourself and in others. Okay? Okay? They don't want you missing out. Your spirit team don't want you missing out. They don't want you missing out. They're saying no more. Yeah. With hell, there's some energy inside you that's been, you've been holding on the inside. Maybe there's a hobby or a skill that you're interested in. You could want to take a class, and I'm talking about something for fun, and you don't have the time because you're busy, fulfilling someone else's daily schedule or their responsibility. You could also be someone who is retired, and since your retirement, it feels like you're still working. You're constantly busy, and there's things that you want to do. And I'm speaking of fun things, okay? Maybe you want to take a pottery class. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you want to learn how to crochet. Maybe you want to take a dance class, okay? You want to learn how to cha-cha. This could be many things. Maybe it's a cooking class, something that you want to do, aerobics class. But every time you look up, somebody has something for you to do. So know that you have free will and you're not obligated. Okay? You have free will. Yeah, creativity. Like I said, there's something inside of you that you want to do. And you've always wanted to do it. It could be some kind of activity or something for leisure, and you've been putting it off. Okay? Maybe it's an art class. Maybe you want to learn how to paint. Yeah. Whatever it is, you're entitled. You have free will to say no and live the life that you desire. No one is stopping you. Nothing is in your way. Look at that. It says delay. Delay no longer, collective. No more delays on loving yourself. No more delays in saying no, I can't do that, or no, thank you. And you don't have to explain. You don't need to announce your arrival, your departure, or why. Your no is no. Don't let anyone question you. Don't let anyone interrogate you. Your no is no. So make sure, see, this is persistent. This is the energy of that person writing your schedule down. You see all these writing, I'm gonna have the collector do this, I'm gonna call them and tell them to go pick up the kids. Yeah, and then they can pick me up for work, and then I can go to their house to go wash my clothes. See, these folks are persistently planning to wear you thin if you don't enforce your boundaries. This card is representing what I've been seeing. Look at them squares on the wall. I hope you can see that. You see, he or she got a pen in their hand, and they making your schedule right now. They're making plans for what you gonna do next week for your day. Now you're grown, you got your own life, but they ain't even called you. The audacity. It looks like he painting, but I'm seeing it symbolic as the calendars. I was seeing somebody writing. I kept telling y'all that, like writing out your plans. What? Mm-mm. 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 So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.